You know, before the takeover, most of these works were in the hands of a single private collector, me. I mastered my life to acquire and catalog these priceless pieces that you see before you, and then, in one fell swoop, it was taken away from me. But tonight, I shall be paid in full. Don't move! She dies if I press this button! Just be patient. My transportation will arrive shortly. Stay calm. Welcome to Homer Podcast, a very special edition. We're talking about Rush Hour. One of the best quotes in the movie right there.
Wow, I'm scared. Is Juntao here? Is he right here? I'm so scared.
Yeah, I mean, that's everybody's favorite Rush Hour line or series of lines, right? Thomas Griffin.
I've said the same line to you about 6 times already, so we're going to see how it goes.
Don't move. Episode. She dies if I press this button. He's good. I didn't know his name was Thomas Griffin.
I thought his name was Tom Wilkinson.
In real life, but it's Thomas Griffin in the movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I know him as Juntao, so.
Yeah, hey, spoilers already. We're talking Rush Hour. Why, Jordan?
Because we love it, that's why.
Yeah.
And because we can do whatever we want when there's only 3 people listening to this. They don't seem to complain.
I want to make this known right now, Jordan. My name is Adam Dietz, and I love Rush Hour. I love Rush Hour. I did when I saw it in 1998. I did when I was in high school, and I just watched it 2 nights ago, and you know what? I still love it. It's perfect.
It holds up in every which way.
It's so good. It's probably better than I even expected it to be.
That's true. I would say I watched it like looking for stuff that would be really bad, and I had remarkably little amount of notes in my little note. You said you didn't even take notes. That's how much you like the film.
I was just really looking to enjoy it.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
And I did. It was a Friday evening. Just got back from Thanksgiving, and I thought, well,
what's a better way?
Time to watch Rush Hour. Perfect Thanksgiving movie. Some people watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I thought we'd watch this.
You were complaining to me that you had to spend $4 on this, but I bet you this is the best $4 you've ever spent.
I'll tell you what, by the time I was done with it, I was thinking I might have spent $40 on it.
Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3?
When's Criterion doing their Rush Hour box set?
I think they're waiting for us to do the podcast. So it's going to be like it's going to accompany the box set. So it'll be bonus footage.
No, and before we go any further, hey, thanks to our Patreon donors. There are a few of you out there, patrons, and we're going to keep doing these as long as we still have some money coming in. So we appreciate your support.
As much as Adam wants to cut it every single month,
I am looking for an out. But as long as we have support coming in, we're gonna do these monthly hour-long bonus episodes
from films that are just
films, books, movie. Anything that we can think of, and it's gonna be a little less structured, and we're just here to have fun. Just 2 friends talking about Rush Hour.
That's right. That's the best way to spend our time, really. Yeah. And out of anything we could do, talk about Rush Hour, which we've probably spent too many hours in our younger years talking about Rush Hour, so might as well do it again in our adult years. Before we get into the whole plotline, storyline, we should probably play the trailer. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good trailer. Let's play it.
If you want the girl back alive, listen and do not talk. The drop will be made tonight, 11 p.m.
The amount will be $50 million.
$50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?
Detective James Carter loved his job just a little too much.
You destroyed half a city block.
That block was already messed up.
And you lost a lot of evidence.
Still got a little bit left.
But the job got a little too dangerous.
You have 29 minutes left.
I got everything under control. Papa!
I want to speak with my daughter. Han was about to get his daughter back, and you screwed it up.
I would like one of my people to help.
Now it's time to bring in the master.
Please tell me you speak English. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I don't want no partner, I don't need no partner, and I ain't gonna never have no partner. Did Kojak have a partner?
Yeah, the fat guy.
Did Columbo have a partner? Look. No. You put your own bag in the back. I'm not a sky cat.
Beach Boys.
Oh, hell no. Don't you ever touch a black man's radio, boy. Yeah.
They're 2 cops with nothing in common.
Do it again. Like this.
Except the case
Hello.
You have one more chance.
They can't walk away from.
Agent Carter is very passionate about finding your daughter.
Which one of y'all kicked me?
From New Line Cinema. The fastest hands in the East.
Wow!
Meet the biggest mouth in the West.
Just received a threat on the building. We ask you please exit the building. Do not panic. Did you hear what I just said? Get the hell out of here. It's a bomb in the building.
Jackie Chan.
I can't hold that anymore. Just hang on, man. I'll be right back.
Chris Tucker.
FBI, take a picture. It's okay. Wait a minute.
Rush Hour.
We can hang in my crib. I will show you my hood.
What the hell did you just say?
Adam
Yeah.
Dietz,
Yeah, what's up?
tell me your reaction, first thoughts about the trailer that you just watched.
The trailer is it's a good trailer in so much as it accurately encapsulates the film. I would say it blows almost every good line. I think every line that you laughed at in the movie is in that trailer. I mean, I laugh at a lot of the movie, but like they are really giving you all of the greatest hits there.
Yeah, they're not holding anything back. And I do like how they open up the trailer and they're like dramatic for 3 seconds until they get to Chris Tucker. I don't know what it is about Americans in Hollywood, but every time that you introduce a Chinese person, you play a gong.
Oh man, yeah.
And they do that in the trailer.
That's not in the movie. I don't remember that in the movie. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's a movie full of stereotypes, but they are somehow able to kind of skirt around that because it's like a black guy that is asserting all the stereotypes. So like, I don't know. I think that's sort of how they get around it. Is it's like, well, Chris Tucker's saying all these things and he's really funny, and like, I guess it's okay because it's it's him. But yeah, it's perhaps tasteless. Although we get a lot of history of the country and so on. So yeah.
They balance it out well. You know, we talked... Do you remember Man of the House when we were talking about Everybody Dance Now and how that's in like every 90s film or just like all over the place? They play Jump Around in this trailer, I thought there could be a showdown between Jump Around and Everybody Dance Now for like the 90s hit that was in everything.
I'm glad that Jump Around was not in the actual film. Instead we get some Mariah Carey and War,
Jay-Z.
which much better. Yeah, Jay-Z as well. Yeah.
I think they did. They stayed away from that for good reason. I don't know. That's the only thoughts. I thought the trailer was good, like you said. And with that, we should probably get into the movie details.
Sure, man. Yeah.
All right. So released in 1998, September 18th, 1998. Released 98 minutes long. I miss the days when movies were an hour and a half long.
I know. Now you got your Marvel movies and your Harry Potter spin-off movies, and everything's like 2.5, 3 hours, I feel like. And if it's not 3 hours, it feels like it's 3 hours. And it's like, you can tell a good story in 100 minutes.
Yeah, by the time I get up from the movie, we just saw Fantastic Beasts yesterday. And by the time I got up, my legs were like creaking. And I was sore from just sitting in the theater for 2.5 hours. But
in the time it took you to watch that movie, Robert Galbraith wrote 6 books. It's crazy. That guy's output is nuts.
Yeah, he's just working hard. It is crazy thinking about that, just to go on a Robert Galbraith side tangent.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling is writing all these screenplays, plus doing all those books, and whatever else she's doing. She's a busy, busy woman.
I heard this movie, and this is not a Fantastic Beasts Patreon podcast, but I heard that movie, everybody says that movie sucks. What was your reaction?
I gave it, Andrea and I talked about this yesterday. It was okay. I wouldn't say it was terrible, but I would say 7 maybe out of 10, something like that.
That's pretty good.
It's okay. I don't know. Okay. Like I expected a minimum of an 8. Hopefully 9.
Oh, you
10.
did. Wow, you had high expectations. So you'd say Rush Hour's a lot better.
I mean, Rush Hour is more coherent,
for sure.
Which is scary. But back to Rush Hour. Rated PG-13. Budget $33 million US. Gross $141 million in the US. $244 million in the world. So bona fide
Big ol'
blockbuster.
hit.
Yeah, big ol' hit. Which explains why there's 2, 3, and talk about number 4, right?
They've been talking about 4 since 3, and I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll fly up to Milwaukee and watch it together.
Yeah, we'd have to. Well, we can talk about. We saw 3 in theaters together, and I don't know. They should have stopped at 2.
Not as good. Yeah, not as good as 2 or 1.
Yeah.
But do you want to go through the taglines? We don't have to make our own this time because they have so many.
Cool. Yeah, run through them.
All right. You can tell me which one you like the best.
Yeah, well.
All right, first one. 2 cops. One is all talk. The other is all action.
Okay, yeah. There's one that's like on the bot. I should say that this was the first ever DVD I owned, and for a while it was the only DVD I owned. So like, I've seen all the bonus features. I know a lot about this movie. I'm kind of a scholar of it, in fact. And I remember on the box the tagline is "Fastest hands in the East meets biggest mouth in the West." Is that one of them?
Yep, that's one of them.
I think that's quite good. Maybe the East and West stuff is offensive, although it's just general direction, so I don't know how worked up we can get.
Why would that be offensive? I don't understand.
I don't know.
You're afraid of the PC police right now.
In general, we all should be, frankly.
All right.
Terrible time to have a podcast.
All right, here's the next one. Teaming these 2 up is anything but a diplomatic solution.
Clever, but you have to know kind of a lot about the movie to get the tagline there, so maybe not that effective.
All right, well, this one you don't have to know much.
Yeah.
Pals forever if they can get past today.
Not good at all, no.
All right, last one. They come from different cultures, but on a case this big, they speak the same language.
I like that one. Yeah, those are all actually mostly pretty good. You can tell they have more firepower behind this than some of the other crappy movies we've covered. You know?
Yeah, Brett Ratner, the director, really...
Talk about a guy that has run afoul of the PC police. That guy is scumball. So
should we talk about
Rush Hour 4 will not be directed by him.
Are you sure? I think he's on it. All right. Yeah, so Brett Ratner, 54 credits. Nothing since 2015, maybe a reflection of what you've been saying.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, his biggest hits are really the only things.
He did The Red Dragon, right? The Hannibal movie?
I don't know. I didn't write that one down, but I did. I mean, he did Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. He did Money Talks, which is another Chris Tucker film.
That explains it. Yeah.
And then there's a remarkable amount of like music videos and mostly Mariah Carey music videos, which makes sense too. Since I'm looking at it
here. He did Red Dragon and X-Men Last Stand. Red Dragon, quite good, I would say.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd like it, but I don't know. I don't know about Brett Ratner, but I know he did a good job.
Did you say Bert or Brett?
Brett Ratner. Brett. I said it fast, man. I'm excited.
So fast. You don't want to talk about him at all. Writers for the film, you're going to like this. Okay. Ross LaManna did the story and screenplay. Jim Koof also did screenplay. Ross LaManna did all the Rush Hours, TV show, the 4 films. He also did
the TV show. Nice.
Yeah. And then he did the we didn't watch that though. No. Titanic miniseries. Jim Koof, however, he did Grimm and then one of your favorites, National Treasure 1 and 2.
He wrote them?
Yeah.
Those would be tough movies to write because you really you're taking history. Maybe it wouldn't be that hard to just take history and kind of bullshit along with it. I guess actually that would be pretty easy. I've only seen the first one, but I would love to watch National Treasure 2 Book of Secrets with you for a future episode if you'd like. Have you seen it?
I have not yet.
You probably would think it was not that good, but give it like a 9 out of 10.
Why would I do that if I didn't think it was that good?
Fantastic Beasts was pretty mediocre. It's like a 7 out of 10.
I guess you know what? If I give something a 5, my scale should really be 1 through 5.
5 is average, Jordan.
See, my scale is like 5 is terrible. So let's adjust that scale. 1 to 5, I give it a 3.
All right, that makes more sense. Now we're getting somewhere.
On your scale, it would have been a 5. How about that?
Hey, don't tell me what I think of that movie. I'd probably give it a 2 and then fart.
I grade on a curve, so
Grindelwald. Yeah, okay.
Grindelwald.
You know what I didn't think when I read Harry Potter?
Grindelwald?
I think I need a little bit more. I think there's not enough in these books. I didn't read it and think, God, I wish I knew more about every character's backstory.
I gotta say, you're probably like one of the very few people who read all the books and then think that, because it feels like everyone else can't get enough.
I know. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like everyone's inclination these days is they like something and then people want just like more and spin-off. Like there's like 6 Game of Thrones spin-offs. I don't give a shit about it. Like I like Game of Thrones. I don't care about like, I don't know. I like new, fresh, original content, Jordan, and that's why I'm a creative type.
And that's why you like Rush Hour 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I like the first 2. Okay, Rush Hour.
You want to do trivia and notes now?
I read some trivia. I'll drop some in just to help you because I didn't take any notes. Jordan, I read that it was developed with Martin Lawrence in mind, and that Eddie Murphy passed on it. And then there was also some Dave Chappelle, Will Smith stuff. It kind of felt like every like black actor they were considering for the role, which like is IMDb 101. Like they're just like, well, it was either going to be Al Pacino or Robert De Niro. Is like every IMDb pitch. But
they included Tupac in that list.
Yeah, see, that's how you know that like some white guy is just like speculating. I think it's perfect for Chris Tucker. And I honestly like, it's just an entirely different movie with Martin Lawrence or Eddie Murphy, and it's not nearly as good. I think this is like the perfect Chris Tucker movie. And when I watch this movie and the second one, I think like, why didn't Chris Tucker have a very robust career? Because I was looking at it, this is about it. Like he pops up in some other things, but like, I don't know. You watch this movie and you're like, man, this guy should be like a star. He should be anchoring other franchises, and just this was pretty much it for him. It's weird.
This and Money Talks. That's it. Yeah. I just remember a lot of Chris Tucker being at like NBA All-Star games and stuff.
Yeah.
In the 90s because this was such a big hit.
Maybe he didn't want to work more, but I don't know. It's weird.
That surprises me. What else do you have for trivia that you said you knew or wrote down?
The original screening audience wanted more Jackie Chan.
Don't we all?
Action sequence. Yeah, no crap. Like, so they went back and added some more. Jackie Chan almost died during one part, which like you could probably say for every Jackie Chan movie.
They said it was when there was metal boxes that were going to crush him. I read that, but
I don't remember when there are metal boxes.
I was thinking the only thing I could think of was the shipping container at the start.
Could be that. I was just wondering if when he ran through the alley after he originally saw fake Juntao, like maybe there were some metal boxes back. I don't know his guy's name. I guess his name is Sang. It's Sang.
I like fake Juntao better, so that's what we're going to refer to him as.
But there was I don't remember anything else. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. Actually, I was thinking there was another moment, but it's in the second film. So
okay. Yeah.
Reused gags. So this movie talks a lot about, the IMDb page talks a lot about how Jackie Chan wasn't really known to American audiences before this film.
Yeah.
Which semi blew my mind because I feel like Jackie Chan has been in my life forever.
Yeah, I don't think I would have known him. I remember another bit of trivia I saw is this is the first American release movie that he's not dubbed over. So they wanted to use his actual voice, which is, I mean, like, a lot of the comedy for better or worse is like Chris Tucker kind of like making fun of how Jackie Chan talks and like kind of vice versa. So it ends up sort of working. But yeah, after I saw this movie, I remember like renting or I might even bought at VG's and Davis and Rumble in First Strike, Jackie Chan's First Strike, which is just like a movie that they dubbed over, and I was like, this is terrible. This isn't nearly as funny as Rush Hour, but like, yeah.
It was much more just action, I'm guessing, right?
It was just like an action movie with like bad dubbing and like kind of crappy special effects. But you got Jackie doing martial arts, and it's always good.
That's right. They did reuse a lot of the gags from older films that Jackie Chan was in that we wouldn't be familiar with. And then it does talk about how Chris Tucker improvised much of his dialogue as he normally does. Maybe this is why they didn't let him do a lot of films.
Yeah, you're right.
And during the scene when Detective Carter bribed Stuckey for information, there was so much improvisation.
John Hawkes, yeah.
Yeah, between Chris Tucker and John Hawkes that they almost didn't think they could edit it together as a coherent conversation.
That's funny. It's hard to imagine because like the conversation is pretty
clean.
Cut and dry. They said there's continuity errors, but like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking at like how jackets are buttoned up or whatever, or like, what if he's holding his piece of paper in his right or left hand. But I don't know. I didn't notice that necessarily.
No. Did you read the last piece of trivia notes? Did you read about Elizabeth Pena's joke?
Yeah, that's weird. That was weird. she's
weird.
She passed away a couple of years ago, so I
Really?
don't want to. Yeah, her and Chris Penn, who is he's the guy in Clive. He's the guy in the beginning with the bomb that he bust. They both passed away. Chris Penn passed away probably 10, 15 years ago, but she passed away too, which is kind of sad because they both look so young and kind of, I don't know, full of life in this. But yeah, you can say your trivia. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so she played a prank on the director, in which she appeared on the set wearing nothing but her character's bomb squad vest. According to
Knowing
Pena,
what we know about Brett Ratner, I'm surprised he didn't like it.
No, instead she thought he would laugh, but instead he was extremely nervous and embarrassed. Weird prank.
He was probably already like, some woman had already accused him of something, and he's like, "Oh no, not again."
She's trying to get me. She's trying to get me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is weird. She must have been. I don't know what kind of a person does something like that, but well, rest in peace, Elizabeth Pena. That's all I'll say.
All right, that's all I got for trivia and notes and all the good stuff before we start talking about the film. So,
yeah, man. This film has got like a crazy cast. You watch it and you got Ken Long, who plays fake Juntao, and he's like been in a million shows. Tom Wilkinson is like great. Either Oscar nominated or Oscar winner. Nominated for 2 Oscars.
Oscar adjacent, maybe.
Yeah, nominated for 2 Oscars. Chris Tucker, Chris Penn, John Hawkes, Rex Lynn, who I love in this movie. He's like the Agent Whitney, like the bald Texan guy, kind of. Who said at the end, just like the funniest line of the movie is at the end when Chris Tucker like tells him to shove the badge up his ass, and he just says, "Bitch," he just like walks away.
I thought that was really weird. I was thinking, is that one of the ad-libbed lines or something?
I don't know. It was weird. You also got Philip Baker Hall as the captain, Elizabeth Pena. Yeah, it's a really good cast. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a good job with that. And I don't know. I mean, we don't necessarily do walkthroughs on these, but there are lots of things to talk about with the plot, I guess. And it opens with an action scene, which a lot of movies like this do. You want to get everyone right into the action. And Jackie Chan is on the chase trying to catch Juntao and all of his cronies, and they're trying to bust them on a boat. And I couldn't help but think, when I saw Jackie Chan, that this is his second best film appearance besides Around the World in 80 Days.
I bet you wrote that joke. I bet you wrote that joke down.
I did. I just wrote Around the World in 80. Oh, it's terrible. I don't even remember
Arnold
the circumstances.
Schwarzenegger is in it briefly, if I'm not mistaken. It's like it's one of the. I think he made it like right before he became governor. They like let him make it while he was governor because they knew it was just so slight and insignificant. I mean, in terms of the plot, like, I don't know, we can just like jump around. I have some mental notes of things that surprise me or things that I like. I don't know if you want to go in order necessarily or not. But
my first also thought about this scene was, and this is just something that happens in a lot of movies like this, why are all these people like wearing nice suits on this dirty boat and they're just like having to run around?
We're gonna get into the weeds here, aren't we? Yeah,
this happens in a lot of movies, and I'm just like, why are people always wearing suits in these weird scenarios?
I'm not really able to answer that, but like, dress for the job you want, not the job you have, So.
Also, another note that I had on this scene where, Jackie's fighting a bunch of people on this boat, trying to get all this Hong Kong Chinese historic merchandise or artifacts back.
Merchandise.
They're not selling this stuff.
Selling it at TeePublic for $19.95 Cyber Monday.
Jackie, the speedboat like goes away, and Jackie Chan does not fire a shot, which is the exact opposite thing that Chris Tucker would have done in this scenario. And like 2 scenes later, Chris Tucker is just shooting crap up like it's nobody's business. So
yeah, I don't really. So here's the thing about Rush Hour. I don't really understand what Juntao's plan is, or like, okay, I read the speech at the beginning, and like I know that he collected these artifacts, and then they were taken away from him, and now he's getting them back. But like, what is it? So the first scene, it shows like Hong Kong first day of independence or something. Did you notice that?
No, they're being handed over from British rule to Chinese rule.
And what role does that play in the overall plot?
Well, I think that he is part of like the old British rule. And so all these artifacts as well, I think he's probably going to sell them on the black market and make a lot of money. And that's kind of the biggest thing in his craw is that he loses out on all this money, which is so why he's kidnapping.
Corrupt always. He's always been corrupt.
He's always been a bad seed, that Juntao.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd never even thought about the independence kind of aspect of it, but yeah, you got Consul Han, and he is going to Los Angeles for a new post for reasons never really clear to me. He lives in a massive house in Los Angeles, man. My sister's a diplomat. My brother's a diplomat. They don't live in houses like this. So I don't know. Maybe he's like he might be like the like, I guess, consul. Maybe that is implying that he's like he was in charge of the entire consulate or something. But this guy's balling in a way that I don't think diplomats generally do. But I don't know.
Yeah, Consul Han, he's not balling on a budget. Let's just say that.
No, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. They head over there, and pretty quickly, well, we get some Chris Tucker stuff, and he like busts a guy.
The C4 bust.
Yeah, with Chris Penn, who is somehow Sean Penn's brother, which is they don't really look too much alike. But yeah, and I don't know. He gets like, everybody comes down on him pretty hard for this, but I don't know. I felt like he did a pretty good job. He busted the guy. Like they said, they busted up a city block and cops got shot. But like that's the cops' fault, right?
Yeah, it was kind of hard at that moment. I mean, I'm surprised. Like when the cops are there, he doesn't just pull out his badge and then arrest him.
Yeah.
But he wants to keep going. I never noticed this any of the times before, but like that cop gets his pinky shot off and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Poor thing.
In the deleted scenes, great deleted scenes of this movie. Did you watch them?
I did not have that on my rental.
Oh no!
Are you talking about like at the end, or is this from your DVD experience?
No. I mean bloopers. I'm talking. Bloopers,
oh yeah. I did see that. Yeah.
Where the cop says, "Show me your ass."
Like, how does that happen?
I don't know.
I shouldn't be saying anything about bloopers because I can't speak half the time. So
yeah, generally,
maybe that's how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that's listening to this knows what happens in Rush Hour, right? So,
what's your first thoughts about Soo Young?
I don't know. She's like kind of a pain. That's the problem. Like, she's like, I don't know. I never really liked her. I didn't feel a lot of sympathy for her as a young boy, and I mean, I feel a little bit more now. But like, she's feisty, and like, she's got to leave him. And are we to assume that Jackie Chan is like, is he a bodyguard? Is he
something
her
like that?
Martial arts teacher? Because like, yeah, both. So like, and then at the end of the movie, she like punches him and says, "What took you so long?" Like, not a lot of gratitude from Soo Young.
You know what? Just remember though, Soo Young, she lost her mother. She's never really had that influence, so she's just been around her dad and Jackie Chan. So of course she's going to be feisty and rough and tumble. And you know what? You said you didn't feel that bad for her. I didn't feel bad for her until she was like in the car singing Mariah Carey, and then when those. When fake Juntao comes up and like rolls down the window and says "No problem, just Rush Hour" and shoots the people in the face,
that was harsh.
Yeah, she would be scarred forever.
Hey Jordan, I hate to interrupt you, but I'm looking out my window right now, and there's a girl walking down the sidewalk with luggage in her hand, and there's a boy, her boyfriend, taking pictures with a fancy camera of her with this luggage, and it's the strangest thing. I'm watching it. He's like out in the street right now. He's backing up, and she's just standing here stone-faced with this luggage. I wonder if she's an Instagram influencer or something.
Do you want to
really strange to watch.
Go downstairs, invite her on the podcast, see if we can find out the story here?
She's walking away now, and he's taking pictures from behind. She's doing interesting sort of poses.
Can you yell out the window?
I hope they can't see me leering down. It's really weird. It just kind of like unfolded. I thought she was like gonna take an Uber to like the airport, but like it's just all pictures being taken. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, so when it comes time to like they take Soo Young, I never noticed just like so like I should also say, I mean, I've been to Los Angeles only once, but like being interested in like film and stuff, like I know a lot about Los Angeles or perceive that I do. So like looking at like checkpoints. This is like a pretty good Los Angeles movie. You get a lot of the sights. You get like the Chinese theater.
Yep.
I think it's just like a good showcase.
Chinatown.
Chinatown. You get like just like a good showcase. But like they're in this LA traffic, and like this guy is directing traffic, and like all of the cars are going left, and they just divert Soo Young's car right. And like it's the only car they divert to the right. I don't know. They should have thought that was kind of strange. Like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there were red flags.
You know what?
Coming.
They're diplomats as well of some sort, and maybe they're just not trying to ruffle any feathers in this American city. I don't know.
No, I don't buy
You don't
that
buy
for a
that.
second.
You know what? I also don't buy in this scene, like fake Juntao when he kills the drivers of this car. He doesn't do it without
no one sees it. Like no one approaches it. Yeah,
no one sees it, but also like he just shoots them without a silencer, like just a pistol.
Yeah, it would be really loud.
It'd be so loud. You know,
no
Soo
problem,
Young,
just Rush Hour.
Yeah, no problem, just Rush Hour. Bam, bam. Also, like how they have to capture her because she does some eye gouging and stuff and gets away.
She fights him off pretty well, and then you get the scar.
The cop car to the motorcycle to the van combo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
What?
Juntao he dotted his I's and crossed his T's, my man. He knew, like, he had things figured
It
out.
seemed a little unnecessary that, like, this motorcycle, like, runs out, picks her up, and then the van pulls up and they throw her in the van. But, you know, it's a kidnapping.
Juntao has unlimited resources in this movie. At what point, like, was it a big reveal originally that, that Tom Wilkinson's Juntao? I mean, would people have been surprised originally in the theater? Like, I think you first see him on the closed caption TV leaving the Chinese restaurant later in the movie, and that's like maybe when you first know that he's corrupt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is that? I feel so telegraphed now because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
But do you buy that as like a big twist or anything?
I think so because I think one of the things they play on here is like his name is Juntao. You expect it to be someone of Asian descent and all that kind of stuff. I think you're just looking at it from the lens. You know, you've known who Juntao is for nigh 20 years now.
20 years of this knowledge. Yeah.
So it's almost hard to remember a time when you didn't know who Juntao was. Yeah,
and I mean, like, hey, you know, the plot continues on, and Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, they get into a lot of, you know, there's a lot of miscommunication. There's a lot of good lines.
There was a mention of Columbo, which I'm sure you were happy about.
Love that. Yeah, he's got his Elizabeth Pena. He flirts with her. She kind of hates him. Everybody really hates Chris Tucker in this movie.
It would be hard to work like that.
Maybe like more than they should. Like I know he's like a blowhard and whatnot, but man, everybody really like his Philip Baker Hall. Like everybody really hates his guts. In that scene when he goes to the FBI originally and he like puts his arm around the agents or whatever, and they're talking to, like, that's so funny, man. I think I laughed at almost everything Chris Tucker said in this movie. I just thought he was so good. I love it.
He's good. The only like bad stuff I feel like, and we kind of mentioned this earlier, is when he's like saying he's going to drop Jackie Chan off at Panda Express, and he like takes him to the Chinese theater, and it's like, this is the worst of America. And
I
like
thought
you
that
said,
was kind of. I actually thought that was kind of funny that he takes him to the Chinese theater. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know. Hey, I'm just a guy.
Well, yeah, I think you don't take it too seriously.
You're sweet and sour ass, like stuff like that. Yeah,
you don't take it too seriously because it's a movie, but I think some people would take it too seriously.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're not getting that now. The scene where they go into the pool hall and Chris Tucker drops the N-word and then Jackie Chan drops the N-word. I mean, like, I know it's not great, but like, I don't know. I just can't not laugh at that. It just is Jackie. It just, I don't know. It just is really, it remains fun. That whole scene is just like really, really funny.
Also, I think it probably would happen because
he
doesn't like, how would he know what that means?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, maybe they paint him as a guy that knows
has never
more than
been
he's
to
let
America.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. There's the whole thing in the beginning where he acts like he doesn't speak English, but he does. But like, gosh, I don't know. Yeah, some of the stuff is like maybe you shouldn't be laughing at it, but you kind of can't help it. But
I was struck that I kind of think that Agent Carter is actually a pretty good cop, besides like blowing stuff up all the time, because he has all these connections of like these criminals, like the guy at the Chinese theater,
his cousin
in the bar, all this kind of stuff. So he can kind of get some intel on these people. So I don't know. I didn't remember that from the first time. I think the first time I usually think he's inept and all this kind of stuff, but I think he's actually kind of a good cop.
Yeah, for sure. You get a lot of like the fighting set pieces for Jackie Chan. I mean, there's after the building explodes, there's Jackie Chan getting into the consulate's house or the consular's house, which is quite good. I think the best one for me is when they finally, and this is after you get the war. What is it good for? Back and forth, not quite a montage, but like kind of a montage.
It's when they bond, It's
when they bond. But after that, in the Chinese restaurant upstairs, like I think that is my favorite. Of like the action set pieces.
Well, you also get Carter and Lee like teaming up there. They like clasp hands. They slap
hands together.
That's a real bonding moment. Yeah. Going back to like that spot where they're talking about war, what is it good for and stuff. Yeah, and they're kind of one-upping each other about their dads. I like Jackie Chan's story about how his dad caught a bullet with his bare hands,
and he has some trouble saying that in the bloopers.
He does, but like, come on.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I don't know. That's like the kind of thing that is out of like these like Chinese movies though. Like crazy things like that probably do happen in these dubbed American.
It's like the Matrix,
Chinese,
basically.
Basically. Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes in the whole movie is when Agent Carter gives Inspector Lee his ID or whatever, and he looks at it, and it's like a black picture of Chris Tucker, and it's got an afro and stuff, and Jackie says, "This won't work. I'm not 6'1".
That is funny.
That was like one of my very favorite lines that I didn't
Chris
remember.
Tucker like having an afro and a beard is like that's just like kind of like I read in the trivia that they did that in post, like it's just the sight gag, like it's kind of dumb, but it is
funny.
worth it because you get that 6'1" thing. Yeah, the whole time you're supposed to think that this guy Sang is Juntao, and he's menacing. He has like dyed blonde hair and the scar from Soo Young.
He doesn't like any of Chris Tucker's jokes.
He does not like any of Chris Tucker's jokes. He's got a very specific way of delivering lines. He has a very distinct voice that I like.
Wipe yourself off. You're bleeding.
Exactly right. Yeah, and like in between that, like it's not a long movie, and it's a pretty tight plot. So like it's not very meandering. Like, and I like that. Like basically anywhere they're going, it kind of furthers the plot. There's not a lot of like fat on this movie, so I don't know. I like most scenes, and I love Rush Hour. That's where I'm at right now.
I have two observations.
Yeah, go for it.
Did you notice that when in that restaurant fight scene, when gunshots start to ring out and they show the bottom of the restaurant and people start leaving, that people are actually leaving very, very slowly? They're just kind of like walking. I feel like post, maybe in the editing they had to like add screams and stuff because it looked like people were just like slowly walking out of the restaurant.
Yeah, they didn't get the
urgency of the situation.
Urgency there. Yeah, I didn't notice that. No, that's good though.
Another interesting thing that you may or may not have noticed, but every single time somebody gets like punched or kicked or something, dust like goes flying in the air, and I don't know if that's because it makes it easier for the editors to add like the punch noises or whatever, or what. I didn't know. It's
definitely visible when Chris Tucker gets kicked and he says, "Which one of y'all kicked me?"
Yeah, like it happens so many times though. Yeah. Outside of that, even.
Yeah. I mean, you get to the end. They've blown a couple of different like drop offs, and then you're at the big showcase at the end, and like Jackie Chan is trying desperately to save.
Soo Young?
Kirsten brought me a chai latte, and is this a scone?
It's a scone.
Oh my gosh, what a
she didn't bring me anything.
She didn't bring you. I can't wait to tell you about this Instagram influencer across the street.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. Some girls like taking pictures with a suitcase. Her boyfriend's like taking professional shots.
What other explanations could there be?
She was like posing with luggage in different angles, and her boyfriend was like taking pictures in the street. I don't know. It's crazy. All right, I'm going to be eating and drinking on mic here. So.
This is a professional production for our Patreon patrons.
Well, Jordan, I stopped drinking coffee a while back. So.
Oh, boy. We won't go down that rabbit trail quite yet.
All right, okay.
You know, one thing that happens in a lot of these films, especially films with bombs, there's always this confusion about which wire do I cut. And it's always
they do a pretty good job of setting. Like they make her the bomb expert, which actually pays off pretty well. And I like how they go back to Chris Penn, who is like an expert on C4, and he gives him the name Juntao, and Jackie Chan holds up the picture and is like, not
I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about him. I care about the little girl.
Yeah, so like basically, you're meeting all these people, and that's what I was talking about. Like later on, they do all come back to sort of effectively serve the plot, which is cool. Except for his cousin, I could have used more of his cousin in that bright red suit. That's pretty good stuff.
I wanted to see Aunt Bootsy.
Bootsy.
I have another question for you.
I have a question for you, actually. Why do you think Jackie Chan initially vouches for Chris Tucker? So, like, when they're all in the
I wondered
house,
that myself.
Yeah,
and he stands up for him?
Yeah, like, is it just...
I think, okay.
He's nice?
Well, no, I think he realizes that the only chance that he has to get involved in this case is through Agent Carter, because the other FBI agents they seem hell-bent on getting him out of there and out of the way.
Follow up, why are they so hell-bent on getting him out of there? I heard their excuse, like, they don't want it to become an international thing.
FBI,
but, like,
they got big egos.
Yeah, that's true. And you got Rex Lynn. I love it when Jackie Chan takes that guy's belt off. Oh, man, then he gives it back to him later. Oh, man.
That's amazing. That is an amazing move right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now my question to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they get the wire cut and they take off that C4 vest off of Soo Young.
Yeah.
Why is Jackie Chan carrying it around all the time instead of just like getting it somewhere where when it blows up, no one gets hurt? He's
point.
Like carrying it up all these ladders and trying to get to Juntao. He's
wearing it. He puts it on. Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, only so that you can eventually have Tom Wilkinson hanging off of Jackie Chan, and then the seams break, and you get that really good. Fall.
He did.
He did. It doesn't really make much sense. Like, you don't even really need to have the vest be a thing after that. Like, you could still have, basically it's the same movie if the vest is just completely obsolete and he's just like chasing him.
Try to catch him.
Whatever. Yeah. Those scenes with Jackie Chan up there on top of the building, Kirsten and I were watching it and she was getting pretty nervous. He's really high up. I mean, he's not actually really high up there.
Yeah.
But, the perception of the height is, it's scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sweating just thinking about it. One last question. This is the last question that I wrote down that I didn't quite understand. There's the point where Jackie and Chris Tucker are leaving that restaurant and running out, and Jackie goes back and grabs that necklace that was taken from Soo Young. Do we ever really understand why this necklace really matters? Is it something from Soo Young's mom, or is that something?
That's a good question.
Because they make a big point of him giving it back to Soo Young, and I just didn't really understand why.
It makes you wonder if maybe there was some lines earlier on where like that was like a gift from her mother, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't know. I mean, I always just kind of wondered why that particular waitress was wearing it. Is she someone's girlfriend or something? I guess we're meant to assume.
Juntao. Juntao's fake. The fake Juntao's girlfriend, I'm guessing.
Do you think Tom Wilkinson is like getting down with that woman? Is that what's going on?
That's why he's just all involved in this. He's got a Chinese girl fetish. This is all an elaborate scheme.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's a good question. But the necklace, I guess that's like, no, I got nothing for you on that.
That's okay. Sorry. It's a question that's unresolved. Yeah, unresolved.
Yeah, unanswerable.
That's the last note that I wrote about, weird things that happened or things that I liked. But,
yeah, what other parts of the movie do I like? I mean, all of it. I like, it's like, I was saying this to Kirsten, how it's like, very rarely do movies have it's just such an easy sequel. Like they have him on the plane going to China, and then like the next movie just like kind of writes itself, right? So it's like the perfect sequel setup, and then just like the easiest no-brainer sequel to Greenlight as soon as you get
some good response from the audience,
right? Yeah, so like I don't know, they teed it up well.
Yeah, and I like the second one. I don't even really remember the third one besides like
they're in France, right?
Yeah, that girl being bald and having some map, but
about swing. They're swinging on some big swings or something as well. Yeah,
we'll get there when we do Rush Hour 2 and 3. But
yeah, I mean like. Yeah, it's just really, I mean, I don't know if everybody would agree that it's aged well. Like, I don't know. If you look at everything with the eye of like, this hasn't aged well, this is offensive, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I don't know. I still laughed a lot. I think it's like well paced, well acted. I think Chris Tucker is great. I think Jackie Chan's great. Like, I think the support is great. And like, I don't know, like it's just like you cut out all the jokes and stuff, and I still think you'd have like a pretty good movie. Like, I just think the general like conceit is good.
I think you talked about how there's not a lot of fat in this movie, and it's got a tight runtime, and so like it's just there's never any like downtime where you're like, why is this scene happening or whatever, and all the characters, like you said, come back. So it's really just well written, perfect cast, and maybe like you said, the reveal of who Juntao is maybe not that big of a turn.
Hard to say, I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
but overall, the best movie that we've probably covered out of all the movie episodes that we've done. So
something else just came to me, and that is,
and then another scone.
Oh, I wish, man! I already ate that. That was good. Damn. No, it's like we're talking like Monopoly money sums in this movie, like 70 mil, like. Like I know the joke in like Austin Powers 2 is like, he asked for like $1 million because he thinks it should be a lot more, and then he eventually goes way overboard. But like $70 million, like how does Counselor Han have this kind of like? Is he a billionaire or something? Like it's just crazy. Like I mean, 10 million would be a lot, but we're talking like crazy sums of money. It's his money, right?
Yeah, I don't know where else it would be coming from. I guess the FBI. I don't know. I didn't think about that part, but that's a good point.
Yeah, it's just you don't. That's quite a bit of money, especially for 1998.
Now we
I'm not going to plug it in, but
now we know why he's got that giant house, because he's obviously made of money.
He's super, super rich. Yeah. Tom Wilkinson dies. Juntao, fake Juntao is shot by Chris Tucker.
Wipe yourself off, you did.
Yeah, put down your fist, fight like a man. Maybe that moment, that whole line is maybe that's, they treat that as if it's a little more poignant than it is. I mean, we only heard Chris Tucker say it to Juntao, fake Juntao, about 20 minutes before. So, I mean, I don't know if it's like as big of a zinger as the movie maybe thinks it is. But yeah, everybody dies, good guys win. Chris Tucker does not want to join the FBI. Maybe he should, but he's sticking with the LAPD.
I guess that was a strange turn. Like,
they don't respect him.
Yeah, I guess that's why. Even if he goes from the LAPD to FBI, like nobody respects him really. So he should just start his own like private detective agency with Robert Galbraith's latest novel, Lethal Strike. So he can be with Cormoran Strike.
I'll say, yeah. Sorry, this Instagram influencer, she's lost
she's
her
back
bag again. Yeah, I don't know where she's going. She just stopped.
I was wondering why you didn't have
shoe.
Be careful. She might be cutting your tires after seeing you watching her.
Is she spy or something? All right. So great movie. One of our favorites for a long time.
What do the critics
in high
think?
school a lot? It has like a 60% of Rotten Tomatoes. Frankly, I don't care what the critics think of this.
I want to know what Ebert thinks.
Do you know?
No, I want to know. That's usually your thing, man. You really
I told you I
you
didn't
phoned
do
it in on this one.
Yeah, I just love Rush Hour. I just want to enjoy it. Okay, I have it. He gave it a 3 out of 4.
That's pretty good.
All right, let me read you the first paragraph. Rush Hour is our reliable friend. The Wunza movie, pairing two opposites. Wunza, legendary detective from... What the... Is he really doing that? Wunza. Wunza, legendary detective from Hong Kong, and this is the greatest film critic of all time. And one's a Los Angeles cop, and one's a Chinese guy, and one's a black guy, and one's a martial arts expert, and one's a wisecracking showboat. Neither one's original casting idea, but together they make an entertaining team. He does Wunza, and that is his thesis statement for the man. That's bad writing. I mean, I know Ebert's 6 feet under right now, but yikes, that's cringeworthy. But he gave it 3 stars. It's a Wunza movie. He loves it.
All right.
All Jackie Chan movies end with outtakes, which usually show him missing on stunts and breaking bones. This time, the emphasis is mostly on bloopers, where he and Tucker blow their lines. I like the missed stunts better. It's not that I enjoy seeing Jackie waving bravely from the stretcher as they wheel him into the ambulance, but there's a tradition. I don't know. To be sure, with the two major stunts in the movie, any mistake could have been his last. That's a weird footnote. Ebert likes it. I like it. You like it. I'm not subscribing to the Ebert Club via PayPal. Thank you very much.
Even if they want you to. Patreon patrons, do you like it? Do you like this episode?
Movie. It's a Wanzo. Are we done? I'm not done yet. I got a couple more things to say.
All right. Well, tell me what you got to say.
All right. Let's write Rush Hour 4 right now.
Okay. I don't remember what happened in 3.
Don't worry about it. Let's just assume at the end of 3 that they're leaving the door open for a sequel.
Aren't they always?
Yeah. All right. So Rush Hour 4. Setting.
Oh,
well,
I know what they're gonna go down. Did they ever resolve?
I read online that they were going to set it in Moscow. Does not sound interesting. They should not do that. Go ahead.
No, I don't know about the setting, but I'm not sure what they've explored as far as romantic relationships. But we know that Lee doesn't really have one. And
Chris Tucker, doesn't he get with that Sandra Bullock looking woman in the second one?
Sandra Bullock looking woman?
She looks like Sandra Bullock.
All right.
Whatever.
Sure.
Lee does not have a romantic.
Lee finds love.
Lee finds love. All right. I mean, yeah,
that's one plot line.
That's one plot line.
That's not the main plot line. That would be a terrible main plot line for an action movie.
All right. Okay, hear me out on this.
All right,
Rush Hour 4. Setting, Miami.
Oh, yeah. Setting, Davison, Michigan.
Setting, Burton. Dancing sandwiches. A&W. No, all right, Miami. Why is he there? Because how old would they be? He could have retired.
Yeah, he's
they both retired. They're both like 50. They could have both. They both retired.
It's nice and warm.
They bought beach houses next to each other.
They move in next door to something
cartel.
Suspicious. Yes.
Yeah, cartel. And I mean, love interest is a Jackie Chan falls for a
Cuban.
she doesn't
immigrant?
have to be Chinese. She can be Cuban. She can be white.
A lot of Cuban people move to Miami, so I think that would be a nice international flavor for Jackie.
Love it. Okay, international flavor for Jackie. That's what he wants. All right. Yeah, Chris Tucker. He's divorced from the Sandra Bullock looking woman if they ever married. And
he's trying to get with Soo Young.
Well, I'll tell you what. They both have daughters.
Oh, and they both want to go into the police force?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're
They
talking.
both want to go into the police force. Miami PD, and then
the old folks got to show them the ropes, show them what's.
Mm-hmm. So it's a father-daughter versus the cartel. Jackie Chan is also dating a little bit, and Chris Tucker is really into Bitcoin. And I mean, I don't know. That seems like it's enough. Brett Ratner is not going to direct it. Don't worry, guys.
We're going to direct it. Don't worry.
We will get Steven Spielberg to direct it because this sounds like something he'd be into. And what else?
Obligatory like Miami Vice outfits at some point. And Jackie in a Miami Vice suit would be amazing.
There's a big boat. Like at the end, they're on a boat, and it's like a big final sequence on a boat or a yacht or something.
There's also a couple scenes with really nice Ferraris or something. One of those kind of
You're getting
scenes.
the affluence for sure.
Yeah.
Fun cameos. I say we bring back pretty much everybody from the first movie.
Everyone who's alive, apparently.
As the detective. Yeah, everyone's alive. Consul Han, if he's still around, you get him down there. Oh, hey, Soo Young is... she's a consul. She's in the consulate now. And she aids Jackie Chan as he needs help and resources. So
yeah, he probably gets in trouble at some point, and she has to pull some strings to get him out. Yeah, I would say so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm excited for Rush Hour 4 now.
What's it called? Rush Hour 4 : They don't do colons, do they?
They might as well.
Rush Hour 4:
This time it's... I don't know.
Rush Hour 4: Father Knows Best.
Ooh. The Family Affair.
Fastest Hands.
We're family now?
Father-daughter hands in the East meets the fastest father-daughter mouth in the West.
Brothers from different mothers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Rush Hour is great. Go watch it. Thanks for being a Patreon donor. Continue to follow us in the future as we will do more episodes, probably closer to maybe the beginning of the month than the end of the month. We got a little sidetracked this month, but
hey, as long as they happen in the month, who cares?
Yeah, that's true. Also, obviously, continue to listen to Home Podcast, and
let us know if you have any requests for episodes that we would do.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big ones, obviously Back to School is a big one for me. Yeah, I mean, we'll revisit the Rush Hour verse in maybe like a couple of years, but who gets to pick next month? Me or you? Me, right?
I think we have a donor who actually is at the level where they get to pick.
Really? Who?
I don't remember. I'd have to look at the Patreon page, but
okay.
I'm pretty sure that someone has hit that level, so we'll have to come up with a couple and then have them pick, so...
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, Jordan, remember that it's no problem. It's just Rush Hour.
Yeah.
And also remember that you ain't the only one with quick hands now, right? That's the quote. That was the first quote I saw. So, Jordan, thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for listening. Take care. Thank you, patrons.
Take care, everybody.